well, this is pretty. It's a little, like, farm. Nice little house. The church. That isn't pretty. What the fuck? How many times has he been there and I've just not noticed it? Like, how many times has he been in the background, I wonder? It gives me the chills. It gives me the chills to think about. You know, I've lived here for a few years now and I've never actually been to the church. That's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? My, 4 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. What do you mean 4? There's 3 of us. But there are only 3 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Yes, we were. I saw him, like, before you, yeah. Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I want to see if Faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zaid. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie had seen her. Oh, I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. So, Jam, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you have to say to her that you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. It's alright, we can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumours get started. It's okay, I'm happy to talk to him. If you're sure. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. He's still fucking there! Your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you decided to come up to visit me. So many young people these days seem to think they can solve all their problems on their own. Meanwhile, God is right there, ready to help them. If only they'd let him into their hearts. The pastor's eyes dart back towards the alpacas. Look, you're not going to convince me to convert. It's just not happening. Like... Okay, good, they're gone. You're new in town. What kind of impression did I make on you? Am I creepy? Whenever I see you, it's like this ominous little piano starts playing. You're talking about a metaphorical piano, right? Because I can't say I've ever heard one following me around. It wasn't always like this, you know. Believe it or not, before I moved to Scarlet Hollow, I used to be pretty popular. I was one of the cool kids over at Harvard Divinity School. He's interrupted by the sound of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. What the fuck? I don't remember this. At all. I'm so fucking glad I replayed this game. Tulip, come out of there! You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet, as she hesitates. Tulip, are we going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into these woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape, but if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself walking into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Tulip made up some imaginary friends and keeps telling us they wanted to go out there. Like the word of some fictional creatures she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in someone's old garbage. But she's 7. Of course she'd get some funny little idea like that. Okay. Couple things. First of all, Stella told us about that. Stella told us about that pit, Tetanus Lake. I miss Stella. Everything reminds me of her. Secondly, your daughter's hearing voices in the forest telling her to go out there and play in the garbage. That's concerning. That's very concerning. And, like, I'm getting a bit fed up of people dismissing this stuff now because there's so obvious. I mean, you know what I mean. Actually, I'm not actually annoyed at these characters, but, you know. Scarlet jams like this, so that's so obviously something. That's a plot point. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time someone got rid of all that junk. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake. That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip could stay away if I started calling it that. Or if it'd only make it sound more alluring. How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area. I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What's that you were saying about imaginary friends? Oh, she's just been talking about these friends of hers lately. Little stories about creatures that live in the church. I'm sure she saw some animal in there and decided it was her friend. Uh-oh. It's nothing to be overly concerned about, except a trash heap situation. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have just finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Jam. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners. And a few extra sets for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kanika and Avery start back down the path to town and you follow. I don't think Pastor Daniel's like that bad. I think he might just be very socially clumsy. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? I'm going to avoid talking about the what's it called? His question to us about, you know, whether we think he's creepy, because he did ask for that to be a secret. But I will say this. Tulip's apparently made some weird imaginary friends. You might want to check it out later this week. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? As you consider your next steps, you remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. She knew about ditchlings, after all. She seems to know about all sorts of things. You have to see her. She's the thread tying everything together. But at the back of your mind, you can't help but feel as if there's more than just fate drawing you to the tea room. We should talk to your mum. I'm supposed to have tea with her today. Sure, we can humour her. Probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. The bells at the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you've both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mum, it's just that Stella's missing and Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you, you need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Jam about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. Just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay. You're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Jam. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Something isn't right here, but it's hard to put it into words or pin it down into thoughts. God damn it. God fucking damn it. So, I'm willing to say that at this point in time, this is the, like, possibly the single scariest part of the story for me. Like, so the single scariest part of this game so far is this scene here. This mystical line. It's like just, it fucking oozes the energy of like when you play D&D and you just about manage to pass like a passive perception roll and figure out that something's wrong but you don't know what. Like you just have a feeling. And it's also very, very fucking weird. All of this is weird. Kanika suddenly just, like, leaving to go to bed because she was unwell. Oh my god. Oh god. Well, I've been doing now. And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Jam and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Oh, you're right. I totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. Won't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask. Are you a witch? As flattered as I am, did you think I'm that magical? I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. So, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. You'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Jam. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. She's a fucking witch, isn't she? She's a fucking witch. She's a fucking witch! And now we are stuck with no allies, about to go and do a tea reading with her. Stella's still fucking missing. I hate this so fucking much. Shall we? What about Kanika? I thought you needed to go and get her some tea. What about Kanika? What about Kanika? What were you doing in here with Tabitha yesterday? Tabitha had a meeting with you. She had to get some tea. What was Tabitha doing here with you yesterday? Authentic rocks? What, lemon stick? Oh, I'm... Oh my god, no. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at a small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Oh my god, I can't speak. I'm terrified. It's castor bean, an incredibly toxic plant and strange for a tea maker to keep around in her workspace. It's so pretty though. Why do you have an incredibly poisonous plant? Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Why can't I ask about the castor bean, for one thing? Why can't I ask about the castor bean? So, how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Sybil, why am I being forced to drink the tea? I should be able to decide not to drink it. What's wrong with me? Dear, I'm afraid I don't understand what you're trying to say right now. There's always a choice.
Just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. And if they say, no thank you, then don't make them tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea, don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay?
It's quite an aromatic blend now, isn't it? I'll take your enthusiasm for my tea as a compliment. Sybil, why am I being forced to drink the tea? I should be able to decide not to drink it. Dear, you just asked me that. You don't have to do anything. Sybil, why am I being forced to drink the tea? I should be able to decide not to drink it. What's wrong with me? Dear, are you feeling alright? I'm starting to worry about you. Too much running around this week has clearly crossed up some of your wires. Sybil, why am I being forced to drink the tea? I should be able to decide not to drink it. What's wrong with me? Sybil doesn't respond, though her eyes watch you with great concern. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavours into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. It's soothing beyond what you would expect out of ordinary tea. There must be something magical at work in this blend. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavoury tales of my mum's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everyone, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Caroline was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. Why were Pearl and my mum raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labour. What happened when my mum found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother, maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious, as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Why do you have castor beans? I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart, or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with the skipping town and all. Finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, glad you found a tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear. This doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty. And the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. Where the fuck is Stella? It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here. A cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. I'd like to see. I'm sure it wouldn't make much sense to most people. It'd probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves, but you're free to take a look. You take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves. There's no pattern. Nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. My mystical trait's good. If there was anything, it would be picking up on it. Are you fucking lying? After a long moment, Sybil takes the cup back from you. I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities. She winks conspiratorially. The cat could be picked. Okay, I can just literally name cats. Tabitha, Wayne, Stella, Kanika, Oscar, Reese, Avery, Dr. Kelly, Pastor Daniel. How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you, and if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick someone else. That isn't you, though, is it? Ignore it and speak your mind. How do I know you're not the cat? I suppose you don't, though I think the cat wouldn't exactly warn you about itself. You just said exactly what my brain said before Mystical kicked in and saved my ass. Still, you can't rule anyone out, even the old woman with the tea obsession. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard, and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. I thought these readings are supposed to be comforting. I thought this sort of thing is like a comforting, like, you know, thing that sheds some light on things. All you're doing is making me more distrustful of people. I'm so fucked. Why did I drink this tea? Why did I drink... I mean, I know why I drank the tea. It seems I've been forced to drink the tea, even though I recognise some extremely poisonous plants in the room. I could have just died here and now. And I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I had to drink the tea. My life is completely at her mercy. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. I don't even disagree. I just hate the way you're going about this. My complete loss of agency is terrifying. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday. The one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Once again, Mystical is getting in the way of me caring about Stella, but I actually don't think it's Mystical this time. Because Mystical was the one thing that allowed me to slightly fight back during this accursed tea reading, but it's the mystical forces stopping me from caring about Stella again. What is this doom fury? What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. No, it's not! You remain silent. I know it's probably not a comfortable proposition, considering what's happened around them the past couple of nights, but anything that happens around those stones may be worth it if it means you're able to get ahead of your adversary and whatever threatens this town. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. You get up to leave the tea room. Thank you again for humouring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Is your mum a witch? Wouldn't you like to know? So she is a witch. Miles pretends to ignore you. So Kanika has a cold, huh? That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again. Like I don't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime. Says the guy in Goku pants. Everybody knows Dragon Ball is good anime. She watches the trashy shit. You see any weird rocks around town? Yeah. You. He smirks. Clearly, this is a very sick burn and you should feel bested by his wit. Ghosts are real, despite you should know. Yeah, I know. I've seen tons of videos of ghosts doing stuff on the internet. I'm not 12. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You knock on Kanika's door. Mum, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mum. Oh, Jam, what's up? How do I handle this? I don't even know what I want to talk to Kanika about, necessarily. Maybe it's my concern that, Sybil might be a fucking witch. I need to talk to you, it's important. Sorry, Jam, my mum was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. It looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Oh, this place is crawling with bad vibes. That guy as well. Oh no. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forwards, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Just go in through the clinic doors. No one will see you. You've found at times that if you haven't wished to be seen, there's been nothing stopping you from remaining hidden. Graveyards, abandoned buildings, old tunnels. You've been in all sorts of strange and unusual places without incident. And for some reason, tonight, Dr. Kelly's clinic feels no different. You haphazardly make your way up the old wooden steps of the clinic's wraparound porch, taking steps in strange patterns. To an outside observer, you might appear to be drunk, but there's an unconscious method to your conscious madness, though even you would be hard-pressed to describe it. But there's no creak or moan of ancient wood as you make your way to the door. Silence. You push the door open slowly and slip in. You can see the doc at a desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here. And you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Jam? What are you doing in the morgue? Vampire! You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kinda look possessed there for a second. You good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this further consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labelled Pearl and Scarlet. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man. Nah. I've been given words to use. And I can explore first. By examining my aunt's body. You step forward and pull out the drawer. So this is your Aunt Pearl Ann, Coal Baroness of the Scarlet Mines and local she-devil, that it seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to mourn. This is not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now, the warmth and energy of life now dissipated. The same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant, filmy eyes staring up at nothing. You try to imagine what she may have looked like alive and breathing, flinging subtle insults at the townsfolk, but it's hard to picture any expression on a face so stiff and cold with death. Making sure she didn't walk off? Do you know how to check for signs of murder? Just wondering. No, sorry. Not unless there's a meat cleaver sticking out of her head or something. Don't look like that's the case though, just looks like an old lady. Having seen what there was to see, you slide the drawer back in and close it. The mines had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall. I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but you really need to get in. I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. Just need to get the dock out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the dock out of her hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. How'd you learn that little trick? When you're a teenager whose doctor mum won't leave you alone for 2 seconds, you learn how to make it happen. Thanks for understanding. Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be useful, I'm happy to help. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanour replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mum. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I could try and keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. Got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That'd be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mum. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up, we don't have long till she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. Oh, I never looked at my decisions last time. Wow, we got 2 whole pages of decisions now. Found a second opossum in my dresser. Finally took a shower. What the hell do you mean? Oh yeah, no, that was my first shower. I suppose I would have been able to take one on Tuesday if I had stayed at the mansion. Met Janie, the pastor's wife. The hospital have to amputate Rosalina's foot. Met Beau, the late Duke's and Norma's son. We told him where I could find the body. Made breakfast with Stella, yay. Met the mayor, met Scarlet Hollow's resident creepypasta. Had dinner at Reese's. There's something hidden in the clinic. It wants me to find it. Invited Tabitha and Avery ghost hunting. Argued a ghost into unhaunting the library. Objection. Made plans for Sybil to talk about mysterious goings-on. Received a troubling text from Stella before bed. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she'd be keeping it. Why do you have a fire axe? I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. I mean, actually, it's obvious why you'd have a fire axe, but yeah, it's a clinic. Ignore me. You make your way to the door of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. You're a fast reader. It shouldn't take you long to skim these. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Found something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Pearl Ann. Cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Oh, I think it's pretty. I also think it's pretty suspicious that no autopsy was performed. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2003. February 12th, interesting. It's one day before the next chapter comes out. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887. Died August 20th, 1957, age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet. May 24th, 1890. 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. That's right. You had a great uncle who died in the collapse. Joseph Scarlet. Born April 1914. Died June 7th, 1944. Lewis Scarlet. Born August 1920. Died June 6th, 1944. Why is that one not specified? Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy. Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth. Mother. Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death. Complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. That settles the question of whether you're related to Charlie. Oh. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12, 1947, died August 20th, 1957, aged 9. Missing, presumed dead. Signed by mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll. So she went missing. And it was the same day Enoch died in a hiking accident. Maribel Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, aged 17. Cause of death: complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Whoa, that's a lot of kids to outlive. It does seem like, having a child as a Scarlet is risky fucking business. Fuck, was my bloodline theory not as off the mark as I thought? I was joking. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. Fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. It's just down the hall. There it is. Looks like it needs a key though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. He stops, as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close. You heard that? You heard it before the door. The creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Maybe he's got the, I think that, actually no, it's only keen eye, that, isn't it? I don't suppose that also just includes your ear perception. The creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide, I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. You make space and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. You better wait a second just in case. I'm not flirting. The two of you stand there in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths, as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. Her head swivels suddenly. That's the door to the house. We're in the clear, let's go. The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small, furry fruits. Castor beans. You've seen them elsewhere in town, but for the life of you, you can't remember where. Why did your mum get castor beans? Yes, found the keys. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of coloured tape on the head. What's this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things? Reese unlocks a cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. I don't know, I've never seen them before. Not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too, though. To think of it, she's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just storage for orders she gets from a pharmacist over in Brevard. Why would she bring something like that in here? This plant is not medicinal. It makes one of the deadliest poisons known to man. But she's not using it for that, right? Why would she give people poison? I haven't watched much Breaking Bad, but I do know that nausea is a super fun sign of ricin poisoning. I suppose if you like absolutely microdosed it, you could give someone a nausea without the death part. You decide it's best to let Reese draw his own conclusions. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere. That drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien-looking fruit, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Good thing I already have the keys. He unlocks the drawer, pulling out a notebook. This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's some kind of diary or medical history or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode? Guessing she's referring to one of my rough nights. Oh, here we go. There's some illustrations. He glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. That's poison, right? He jerks his head towards the door. Yeah, that was a door from the house. We've got to run. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue.